I want to get a little bit more on the record because it's actually deeply alarming. Let's take a listen to SOT 10.
Mr. Heck, I sent you video of the homeless people living in the back of Lincoln School. I have the pictures here today. They're living in back of Lincoln School. I even showed you video of them. You could see the monkey bars. Nothing has to be done. Code enforcement won't come out. The police won't come out. Come to the real life. Go to Walmart and watch those Haitians open up jars of the tomato paste, pizza sauce, dip their fingers in it and eat it. Go to Kroger's. You know how Kroger's has a little fruit up front for like $5? They pick it up and start eating it, then discard the thing. I've seen them do it. So I'm not here saying I know they're doing it. I've seen it. The city is going to shit. And you guys thinking we're doing good. Yes. But my car insurance goes up. So I called Nationwide, which is my car insurance and my homeowner's insurance. You know what they said? Because the accident rate in Springfield has tripled. I don't see any squatters, tent cities, or anything here, but we got them in our neighborhoods. Shouldn't we share? Are we all not in this together? Are we all not in this together?
I've heard people express concerns about personal safety, women who are afraid to walk in stores, women stalked out into parking lots with their children. But not once have I heard people complain about race. And I wish you guys would stop pushing this through the filter of identity politics because it's allowing you to ignore our real concern. And that's what you've been doing. You've been ignoring us.
Very powerful. Your thoughts on it, Steve?
Well, number one, if they saw all of our cat memes on X, Megyn, that means they saw all of the videos like the ones you just played that accounts like yours and mine have, and shows like yours and mine have been sharing with our audiences for the last few days. Right. And so that's one of the beauties of social media, particularly X since Elon took over in 2022, is everyone has no excuse. The idea that you do not know, the idea that you just didn't hear about this or you didn't see this stuff, cognitive dissonance is no longer permitted. Everything now is into the information gene pool. Everybody sees everything. Right. So I think that's a point we need to stress. If they saw our cat memes, which were wonderful, by the way, but if they saw our cat memes, then they saw these kinds of testimonies that we shared as well. And so it's very simple. Why don't they just go there, find these people, interview them, and see if there's any factual basis to their claims? And then number two, I've done mission work in Haiti extensively and have seen most of that country. And I got to tell you, what's being reported on the ground by people like what you just played in Springfield is exactly what I saw on the ground in Haiti. It's a decimated country. It's a decimated culture. And, there were movies like Gangs of New York written about when, my ancestors came over here from Sicily and Italy and some of the things that they did to bring some of the old world ways that destroyed their culture and tried bringing them over here as well. But the difference was at that point in time in our history, the institutions pressured you, incentivized you into assimilation, to leave that stuff behind and assimilate into what it means to be uniquely American. We don't have those kinds of things anymore. And so you can see Haitian immigrants that have lived in Florida, for example, for many, many years, where you have institutions down there, particularly under the current governor, that incentivize, if not punitively punish you, if you do not want to be a law-abiding citizen, if you don't want to set your craven desires and some of your base instincts that destroyed your previous culture, you don't want to set those aside, you won't get away with that in places like Florida. And you've seen now onto a second generation of Haitian immigrants, they have assimilated very well and they're productive members of the culture. The problem we have under Kamala Harris as borders are and Joe Biden as president, I guess, is that all the institutions actually are weaponized against those that want to make people assimilate, that want people to incentivize people to assimilate. You are instead encouraged to bring your basic instincts and craven natures that destroyed your previous culture and bring them here and let the freak flag fly. And if anyone, including the tax-paying citizens, dare to stand up and say, hey, I'm going to call BS on that. That's not how we do things. We have a social compact in this community. We don't just openly pillage and plunder one another. We don't just, commit acts of, violence against animals, live bait out in the streets, like a third world country. You're the racist. You're the problem. And herein lies the problem, Megyn. We can't share a country with people who have completely decimated our social impact or compact and then try to punish us when we want to reinforce it.
We don't want to. We don't want to. Those people are being very honest about the same feelings we would all have if this happened to our community. But unlike what happened with Haitian migrants in the past, this has been dumped on them. This has been dumped on them by the current administration. Like all in one fell swoop. Right. It's not like a natural migration situation. It's
Correct.
been, I guess just Springfield, Ohio was one of the towns chosen by Biden Harris. And now they're dealing with the real life effects of this. I'll give you another soundbite. This one is SOT 11. Listen to this poor lady.
I am a disabled elderly woman that has such high anxiety leaving my house that I rarely do. And when I do, I'm armed and I have my 120-pound pit bull with me. I've been followed. I've been groped. I'm 58 years old. I've been called racist because I'm white. I'm scared. I'm scared for the women here. I'm scared for my granddaughters.
I cannot believe the media is getting away with this, just zeroing in entirely on the dogs and the cats and the geese, which, by the way, there's almost no doubt in my mind that the thing with the geese is happening. That's been proven. There's a 911 call. I don't know about the cats. I only saw the one post about that, but I also saw a pastor post saying that's true too. So it's unresolved at best, but their laser-like focus on this at the expense of all the human stories. They don't care. They just want to fact check on Trump on that one thing and ignore this lady and the men we just played in the budded soundbite before that and all of the carnage happening in that city and beyond because she needs to win and she'll be even worse than Joe Biden on this issue.
You know, I remember during COVID when Regeneron, that was the antibody treatment, was really helping to save lives. And just as the Sun Belt was getting its seasonal wave of COVID, suddenly the Biden administration starts rationing that treatment. Right when those states that just so happen to be voting red right now, right when those states need it the most. I wonder, is Springfield, Ohio being punished? Because this used to be a swing state. I mean, Ohio used to be a state that was the bell cow determiner of presidential elections going back to the mid-19th century. And it's a state that in the Trump era has become reliably red. Basically, Trump did to Ohio in many respects what Obama did to Virginia, took it as a swing state, one that leaned one way. Well, now Ohio is even deeper red than Virginia is blue. And so I wonder, why didn't they drop these people off at Martha's Vineyard? Why didn't they drop them off in Manhattan? Why didn't they drop them off in Hollywood? Why weren't they dropped off in Portland? Why were they dropped off in Springfield, Ohio? Are you being punished for wrong think? Are you being punished for wrong vote? It's just funny how this always seems to work one way, right? You don't ever have to see the folks on Rodeo Drive or the Upper East Side show up at the city council meetings wondering, why are there vagrants going and migrants going through our stores and opening up dried goods and just eating them there and killing geese and walking into my home? Funny how that stuff never seems to happen there. Weird.
On the subject of the 911 call, I will play this for you just so you can hear it in part. So far, again, just to make clear, we've had at least the Facebook post saying they're skinning cats and eating them. We have had now, I'll read you the pastor's recitation claiming that is true, unverified, but that is in writing from a pastor and his friend who relays what he said. And the pastor himself is available on Twitter. We're actually reaching out to him, as others are, I'm sure, as well. And we've got the video of the man at the city council meeting saying that they had grabbed ducks and beheaded them. We heard the other person at the city council meeting say the same thing, that they're killing the ducks from the local pond. And now here's a 911 call on the geese.
I'm sitting here, I'm riding on the trail going to my orientation for my job today. And I see a group of Haitian people. There was about 4 of them. They all had geese in their hand. There was 2 men, 2 women. I couldn't tell the age, and trying to make it to this orientation on time. I'm time crunching here. And I saw that. I'm like, yeah, this has got to be reported.
So how many geese did they have?
They each had 1.
I mean, like, who would do a fake 911 call over this? I guess we're just supposed to dismiss it. And last but not least, Steve, this is the guy, Michael Foster is his name. He's the pastor of East River Church. and co-author of It's Good to Be a Man. He lives with his wife and 8 children on a small farm in Ohio, which is outside of Springfield. And he said this post is about his other pastor friend in Springfield. He says, I know 2 local Catholic charities who have contracted with the federal government to relocate, quote, refugees. The results are predictable, and I can confirm the stories are true. Traffic accidents involving Haitian drivers have skyrocketed, property damage, hit and runs, more. 1 kid was killed when a driver slammed into a school bus filled with kids. Petty crime is out of control. Stores are locking down merchandise due to rampant theft. Driving without a license is ubiquitous. The schools are chaotic. The local district has to spend north of $300,000 on translators. Some of these Haitian families have bank cards from somewhere with $20,000 earmarked for buying homes. The market was already tight, and now the prices are soaring. Don't get me started on the hospitals. And yes, the stories about Haitians killing and eating neighborhood cats and ducks from the local parts is true. He goes on from there. Instead, what we got was David Muir overriding all claims to the contrary, putting all stock in this city manager whose politics I haven't looked into, but I bet they're left-leaning from him saying, you can't be racist. And it's unfortunate that this has turned into a contest of hate. In any event, that's what we have in our media. Not interested, and when the issue comes up, fact check erroneously.
Everything that pastor described, I saw with my own eyes on the ground in Haiti.
As a kid, you loved eating cereal, right? But as an adult, you don't want all that sugar. And most cereals do not have the protein you need. But then there's Magic Spoon, a nostalgically delicious cereal that tastes just like your childhood favorites, but without the sugar and with a ton of protein. And now Magic Spoon has turned their super popular cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's brand new treats are so delicious, and they can serve as a before or after gym snack. Magic Spoon's treats are an easy way to get 11 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/MK or look for Magic Spoon in your nearest grocery store. Magicspoon.com/MK for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.